tu na ka holim ding he 10 commandment chung chang hi hin mi bang kharin 10 commandment ke ti te ngale he chu pathin moral law he ta se cho ei wanga adang old testament na law ki se ho ko bon ke law of moses he ta se cho amo ge lai law of moses to law of the lord pathin law to mosi law hi achum chu me ta se cho he chu hi be se lo cho Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 1 to 18 khuna simada law of Moses law book of the law elawala the law of the Lord he interchangeable ta ke mangcho thakat chari cho second Chronicles chapter 34 verse 14 nang sima first King chapter 2 verse 3 na sima Nehemiah chapter 29 10 verse 29 to 36 na sima Ezra chapter 7 verse 6 to 10 nang khuna simala example tam ta amin hi cho hina simala law of the Lord to law of Moses hi thakat chara ki sei cho interchangeable ta ke mangcho Hijun pivot samtala law of Moses and get eating ale law of the Lord. He so a chum hilohin. Aban kida New Testament na simting ale 10 commandments to law of Moses ahead. I say so. Mark chapter 7 verse 10 lesson. For Moses said, honor thy father and your mother. Hiju Jesus Christ na say so. Honor thy father and mother to 10 commandments so. Evan Jesus Christ and Juju law of Moses ahead. I say so. Hijun pivot samtala 10 commandments to law of Moses. He so. Aban kira John chapter 8 verse 14 khuna barala numei khat adultery John thang hoi abol pet amat wa ya jo Pharisees so hin mosi dan dung ya hichinu ki that de ti cho e wanga thou shall not commit adultery chu piong it is 10 commandment cho e wanga New Testament kati chu Pharisees ho ilo wala religious leader ho chun he chu law of Moses he ta ase cho e wanga Jesus Christ khat be chang oh chu law of Moses e pu chu law of the Lord e ta ase lo cho thakat charin Aban kirin Luke chapter 2 verse 22 ang khunai badale purification right to law of Moses aki sei cho aban kira 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 22 khuna na vedle he chu Isaiah chapter 28 verse 11 apa cha kor bol cho e wang he chu law he ta sei cho dan e ta sei cho ya cho dan hong ki te ngala Old Testament na Psalm hanang law of Moses book of the law Moses na jido Genesis Exodus Leviticus Deuteronomy number hanang elawala prophet hanang ipi he tang la bon ke law dana ki sei cho ai pi chu teng la 10 commandment chu law of Moses no ya omi cho a chum hi lo cho I chu first step I had doing tun 10 commandment hong ki pi dan hi veutin I had du khat chu Sinai covenant na aniki pi rules and regulation ordinance ki tio hi atama tam cho 613 cho he cho si cho abon che ke ya Samaria 10 commandment and representable bo cho hita se dinga India constitution hi asa wa sa cho e wanga asot Samaria chu pi ki neong preamble ke ne cho hejita banga cho Sinai covenant na do's and don'ts ordinance regulation ki ti atama tam cho abon che ke 10 commandment summary abol bo cho It is we had the win. Aban kira India Constitution, I love India Constitution represent hina denga cho sign kine cho flag kine cho. Hijita banga cho Sinai covenant na assign cho sabat cho. Hijiang cho hit him kit the win. Tun 10 commandment hong ki pe dan cho thamkhat veutin. Epiti tam tele Israel te hi hat Sinai mul hong thung ta cho ya cho pathin mosi cho ko da hungin ka sai jo si him Israel te ko mana sei pi de cho ka sai jo si anit wale Israel te special treasure amo hi kami te ka simding aban kira there will be a kingdom of priests ati cho amo hi thim puwa ki vai pu nation hi de ta sei cho Exodus chapter 19 verse 4 Revelation you have seen for yourself what I did to Egypt and how I carried you on eagle's wing and brought you to myself now if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant you will be my treasure possession out of all the nations for the whole earth is mine you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words you are to speak to Israelites. So Moses went back and summoned the elders of the people and said before them all these words the Lord has commanded him. Verse 8, and all the people answered together, we will do everything that the Lord has spoken. So Moses brought their word back to the Lord. So, yato patinin Israel te ko macho. Kasay siya na bolwala na ho special ko people ka hisa dio na ho hi achuma ka thando dio aban kida thim puwa ki vai pu ni se nei dewe te cho echio pare Israel te chun thakha chara no mo ta cho ka nom ve ta aseu cho ya hichinya hi Israel te to pathin covenant na hung lu kha hi cho covenant te ju kinup to na treaty ta bang hi hichu aban kida na su simala chapter 20 acho pathin in commandment 10 commandment cho an pi ta cho ala 10 commandment a pi a hem mi pi hoi ki cha he cho lei ki thing pura mountain Sinai mo cho pura main mei thang na tum ding cho ei da chu ki cha wa mosi ko ma cho kyo ho to ni kyo ho sa he win pathin cho directly nang to kyo ho win kyo ho ke kan palai hong pang ta sai cho hi cha pa sa chu mosi cho mo ke ka palai hong pang ta cho and chapter 20 cho 10 commandment ho cho upon to get detail an pi cho 10 commandment cho I have in a list cho number 1 cho have no other god, you should not make idol while you should not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember, keep Sabbath, honor thy father and mother, you must not murder, you must not commit adultery, you must not steal, you must not bear false witness upon others, you must not covet it. It's all this is 10 commandment nam cho ai le hi chiyo chi api zo wa Israel te chu ki cha ta cho azo ka se ma ba e chiyo hi mo si chu Israel te tha hela pathin ko ma ka chi cho ya chu pathin hi 10 commandment chu detailed interpretation chu chapter 21 a chu an pi bep cho I had du chu 10 commandment na hi vetsana thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill kiti cho ai wanga hi 10 commandment hin detail a mithat ho thilgu ho cho adil da na sei lo cho ai wanga other law 613 laws interpret about it cho to an example in veutin random ta kan vet den you must not kill it cho 6 commandment cho ai wang hi 6 commandment cho mithat ho chu pitin adil dam te abo lo cho ai dia cho 613 laws ho chu interpret about cho Exodus chapter 21 chu na simala hi interpret about ke cho azo ka sima banga chapter 20 a cho 10 commandment pe wa cho Israel te ke cha ta cho ya cho Moses ga lu cho ya cho Moses ko ma cho pathin interpretation 10 commandment interpretation cho an pe cho example in say gatin 6 commandment a cho you shall not kill it cho ai wang Exodus chapter 21 na pa sa 12 verse 12 pa sa na sima 28 ta ka na simala he ji mithat ho chu piti ki dil dam ti interpretable sa cho interpretable pi cho verse 12 whoever strikes and kill a man must surely be put to death. If however he did not lie in wait but God allow him to happen, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. But if a man scheme and act willfully against his neighbor to kill, you must take him away from my altar to put him to death. If a man are quarreling and one strikes the other with a stone or fist and he does not die but is confined to bed, then the one who struck him shall go unpunished as long as the other can get up and walk around outside with his staff. Nevertheless, he must compensate the man for his lost work and see that he is completely healed. 20. If a man strikes his manservant or maidservant with a rod and the servant die by his hand, he shall surely be punished. If a man are fighting and strike a pregnant woman with her children her children is born premature, but there is no further injury, he shall surely be fined as the woman's husband demand and as the court allow. But if a serious injury result, then you must require a life for a life. Verse 24, an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth, and hand for hand, a foot for foot. 28, if an ox gores a man or woman to death, the ox must surely be put to stone, and its meat must not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall not be held responsible. So, yeah, so 10 commandment, so 6 commandments, thou shalt not kill it. So, I want details. So, chapter 21, so interpretable. So, aban kirin verse chapter 5th commandment so like it often honor your father and mother so ai wanga hi chi commandment anula pa ja lo ho chu pitina bolam ti asai lo cho hi chu other laws interpretable so Exodus chapter 21 verse 15 kuna wala whoever strikes his father or mother must surely be put to death. Anyone who curses his father or mother must surely be put to death. So hi chu Deuteronomy Exodus chapter 21 mama interpretable pi cho aban 8 commandments within thou shalt not steal it. So Exodus chapter 22 interpretable pi cho if a man steals an ox or sheep and slaughter or sell it, he must repay 5 oxen for an ox, 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief is caught breaking in and is beaten to death, no one should be guilty of bloodshed. But if it happened in daylight, the one who killed the thief is guilty of murder. A thief who is caught must pay in full for everything he stole. If he cannot pay, he must be sold as slave to pay for his theft. If what was stolen is actually found alive in his possession, whether an ox, donkey, or sheep, he must pay back double. If a man grazes his livestock in a field or vineyard and allow them to stray so that they gaze in someone else's field, he must make restitution from the best of his own field or vineyard. Aban kira, if a man gives his neighbor money or gold for safekeeping and then are stolen from neighbor's house, the thief, if caught, must pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house must appear before the judgment to determine whether he has taken his neighbor's property. So, thou shalt not steal a thief. So, it's a detailed interpretation of Paul. So, chapter 22 as a patinin, ipiti apply na bottom teacher, explain the ball. So, the Azoka Simdo Manga, Mika Til Nagu Peranamo, ipitin a deal them, teacher, chapter 22 as interpret the ball. So, Hijita bangacho the 7 commandment, you shall not commit adultery, and so chapter 22 a deal about so aban kira chiku hilowa adultery chin pia hobam tila any type of sexual immorality na zon thong hoi poipo a hope cho the 7 commandments in detail in pihi ang la other laws also interpretable so Exodus chapter 22 verse 19 to version. Anyone who has a sexual relationship with animal is to be put to death. Yeah, so thou shalt not commit adultery. He animal to sex. So I hope that so. Aban kira 10 commandments of it. Thou shalt not commit your neighbor. Even detail as I know so. Even Exodus chapter 22 also interpretable so 25 verse 25 up to 27 so. Aban kira 9 commandments thou shalt not bear false witness. Even itabang ham iti interpret ke bolam ticho. Exodus chapter 23 so. Chapter verse 1 up to 3 taka so interpretable picho. Aban kira coming to 4th commandment Sabbath hicho. Sabbath here 4th commandment so remember to keep the Sabbath ticho. Ay wanga Sabbath na ipi boldam bolo dam ticho. Asay lo cho resting be o asay cho ay wanga activity ke bolding ke bolo ding ho so detail asay lo cho here so other 613 laws chun interpretable cho. Example like Exodus 35 verse 3 chun don't kindle fire. Number 15 verse 32 so don't gather stick na till pot kiti yang tula pasan na lado thelo cho. Aban keda Exodus chapter 16 verse 23 to 29 chun Sabbath ni pala buonon thelo ding aban keda pot na pot thelo de cho. He chu 4th commandment detail asay lo cho ay wang other laws so chun interpretable cho. Aban keda head de cho 4th commandment he weekly Sabbath ke say cho ay wanga his weekly Sabbath chun other Sabbath so upon se ke ya a hope tha say cho representable cho Old Testament concept ba feast ho yung Sabbath ake say cho Feast of Tabernacles aban kida Day of Atonement aban kida sabbatical year aban kida ipiha Pentecost ay lelo wala ipiha Feast of Trumpet kito ko 7 feasts ani cho Jews day in Old Testament ay kipi feast ko upon se kana simala 7 feasts cho Hiti 7 feasts ho upon se kya Old Testament Hebrew so Sabbath kiti cho hiti cho 4th commandment in representable cho hiti 4th commandment na 7 Sabbath kiti weekly Sabbath cho Saturday ke say cho evang hiti chun Sabbath kiti yo si representable cho hiti cho het him the win apan kitin Exodus chapter 23 verse 10 akuna wala interpretation and body that so it is Sabbath so pp hobam na 4th commandment chun pp hobam ti an say this so for 6 years you are to sow your land and gather its produce but in the 7th year you must leave it rest and light fail this so aban kira verse 12 so for 6 days you are to do your work but on the 7th day you must rest this so yeah so the 4th commandment so remember the Sabbath ati wanga so weekly Sabbath ke hilo so it's a weekly Sabbath so other Sabbath so upon and representable so hichia so sabbatical year ng zao so sabbatical year phat hin every 7 year phat hin akum segi every kum segi phat hin Israel te hin hon so lo so ai lo lo yang lo de ama occupation jo sia ada ha de pura rest about it so hichi to every 7 year la bolo so hichi every 7 year to 7 day Sabbath hin representable it so hit him the way je aban kida hiti 4th commandment chun Old Testament na Sabbath kiti jo si jo represent about heta ka sei cho hiti Sabbath chu ppm tela sabbatical year ng hope ta cho aban kida weekly Sabbath ng hope cho aban kida festival Sabbath na to Day of Atonement Tabernacles Feast of Tabernacle abana Pentecost abana Feast of Feast of Trumpet kiti ho Hebrew wa yang cho Sabbath kiti cho Jews they in Old Testament ahe Sabbath seven feasts aneu cho feast aneu hi kut aneu hi sagi cho aban kira hi chi kut ho cho pon chi ke Sabbath kiti cho hi cho chang si cho abon chi ke weekly Sabbath chun representable cho hi chi a cho Hezekiah chapter 20 verse 20 chun keep my Sabbath cho plural aman cho aban kira they are the sign ti cho aban kira Exodus chapter 20 chun na weekly Sabbath singular as cho it is a sign ti cho epigenum tela it's like 7 days Sabbath weekly pa cho asai cho singular ta he ja cho it is a sign ti cho singular man cho ai wanga Hezekiah chapter 20 verse 20 he they are a sign ti cho plural man cho he chun pi wa sam tela weekly Sabbath chun Sabbath ki ti zo se cho representable cho he ja Hezekiah chapter 20 verse 20 chun they are a sign aman thei cho aban ki ipiti tam tela 10 commandments detailed interpretation cho chapter 20 21 apa 23 taka asai ta cho pathin interpret about pi cho mosi ko ma abor jo wa he mosi chon so cho ipiti tam tela Exodus chapter 24 verse 1 apa cha susimutin. Then the Lord said to Moses, come up to the Lord and Aaron, you and Aaron and Nahab and Abihu and 70 elders, and you are to worship at a distance. Moses alone shall approach the Lord, but the other must not come near, and the people may not go up with you. Verse 3, when Moses came and told the people all the words of the words and ordinance of the Lord, they all respond with one voice. All the words of the Lord, all the word that the Lord has spoken, we will do. Moses wrote down everything the Lord has said. He got up early the next morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain and set up 12 stone pillars representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he set out some young men of Israel, and they offer burnt offering and sacrifice young bull as a peace offering. Verse 7, then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people, who replied, all that the Lord has spoken we will do, and we will be obedient. The book of the covenant Moses wrote them everything. Pathin api josi detailed interpretation 10 commandment chapter 21 apa 23 taka detailed interpretation apo Mosin azil ha the book of the covenant he Mosin mipi ho he dai mipi ho masanga abon cha kya simla mipi ho chun pathin a sei jo si jo kanum beta hongkinup to wa hilaya covenant and simo cho. So Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, this is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all this word of the book of the covenant na kiji jo si 10 commandment interpretation jo si and verse 9, then Moses went up with Aaron and he verse 8, he took the blood, sprinkled it on the people and said, this is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all this word. Then Moses went up with Aaron, Nahab, and Abihu, and 70 elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. Under his foot was a walk like a pavement made of sapphire, as clear as the sky. Then the Lord said to Moses, come up to me on the mountain and stay here, so that I may give you the tablets of the stone with the law and commandments I have written for their instruction. Then Moses set out with Joshua his aide, and Moses went up on the mountain of God. So azo ka sema banga detailed interpretation 10 commandment ke phirwa interpretation jo se Moses book of the law, book of the covenant azil ha ya chu mi pi ho koma sim do mi pi ho na kanum veti phat wa he Mosin thisan chu ala mi pi ho sprinkle bola hela chu pathin to Israel te hongke mu to ta hongke nup to ta chu covenant na he chu Sinai covenant ki ti cho and aban ki da he covenant confirm thina denga chu pathin amala ma ki musa ki cho Bible, and they saw the God of Israel, and they ate and drank. And it is why Israel teto pathin Old Testament husband and wife ji cha tabang hong ki sei ta cho ai cho Sinai covenant to marriage tabang ki sei cho Old Testament na aban ke chapter 25 verse wapas 31 ta ka na simale pathin tabernacle sim ding dan aban ke priest om chanding nam detail api cho upon get detail api cho hichu ho api jo wai azo akase hi cho hichla Mosin book of the covenant asim cho 10 commandment hi lo cho 10 commandment ki hilowa abon jega pathin in detail interpretation api chapter 21 apa 23 ta ka chu chu ji thai cho hi chia he pathin in 10 commandment tablet api nai lo cho aban ki chapter 25 verse 25 apa 31 a cho pathin in mosi cho ko da pathi dang commandment ho ele wala tabernacles ele wala priest hom chanding na cho sei cho a sei jo wa he pathin thil khat an pi be cho EPSM tela Exodus chapter 31 verse 16 then the Lord the Israelite must keep the Sabbath celebrating it as a permanent covenant for generation to come. It is a sign between me and Israelite forever. When the Lord finished speaking to Moses on Sinai, he gave the 2 tablets of the stones to covenant law, the tablets of the stone inscribed by the finger of God. Azo akasima bunga chapter 21 apa sa 30 taka ki saijo si chu pathinin Samaria 10 commandment na an pi cho hi chu apilal ta bagi cho Exodus chapter 34 verse 20 to verse 1. So Moses was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights without eating bread or drinking water. He wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments ati cho ipiding 10 commandments, the words of the covenant kiti ham tila hi Sinai covenant so it's a 10 commandments to represent a bocho is also the words of the covenant kiti cho Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 13 ko velachin he declared to you his covenant the 10 commandments which he commanded to you to follow and then he wrote them on the 2 stone tablets ati cho azo detailed interpretation about the chapter 31 jo acho pathinin hiji Exodus chapter 31 verse 16 ha pi cho Sabbath to restress about ke cho epigenam tela hi che covenant akinuk to na zo si cho a symbol a level a sign ding chu piham Sabbath cho hi a cho last a Sabbath cho atha sei pi ke cho restate about ke da hi a cho stone tablet cho pi cho aban ke da interesting kha chu piham tela masanglaya hi mi hon kinup to na covenant na sim pha le pi te tam tela a bolding a bolo diu cho abon se ga jit over a lai ta he akinup to na sign kha da bol yo cho hijita bangchat acho pathini na Sabbath chu alai ta akui cho epigenam tela hiji Sinai covenant na assigned to Sabbath cho Hebrew Bible hinavara Hebrew script na la 10 commandment kho bon se kya naji da hile alai ta ko Sabbath cho Sabbath cho alai ta chu cho hiji jo assign of the covenant cho hiji chu masanglai mi hon practice na bol cho ancient Semitic practice cho Canaanite han na bol aban kira hiji khanglaya cho mosi khanglaya cho mi hon covenant na sim pala hita cho an bol cho covenant na sim no assign to alai ta aji jo cho hiji ta bang chara cho pathin nang Sabbath cho the 4th commandment cho alai ta koi cho aban kira New Testament ni veting ale hiji Sinai covenant so ake chai tai ta sai cho aban kira new covenant na ke tai ti cho Hebrews chapter 8 verse 6 revelation now however Jesus has received a much more excellent ministry just as the covenant he mediates is better and is founded on better promises ti cho verse 13 by calling this covenant new he has made the first covenant obsolete and what is obsolete and outdated will soon disappear ti cho hiji first covenant na sai cho Sinai covenant na sai cho hiji cho ake chai tai obsolete tai ti cho hiji obsolete covenant na chu EPP zau ham ti chu chapter 9 na an se di cho azau si chu hiji obsolete covenant na zau chu pi ham tela now even the first covenant had a regulation for worship and also earthly sanctuary ti cho hiji first covenant ake chai sa covenant na chu pi ham tela regulation for worship chu pi ham tela Sabbath sacrifice offering new moon festival ki to cho pathin a ho new hi cho hiji yang chu ake chai tai ti cho obsolete covenant na zau hi cho A tabernacle was prepared in its first room where lampstand, the table, and the consecrated bread. This was called the holy place. Behind the second curtain was called the most holy place, containing the golden altar of incense and gold covered ark of the covenant. Inside the ark were the gold jar of manna, Aaron's staff that had budded, and the stone tablets of the covenant. So, old covenant, akichai sa covenant, first covenant na secho. Sinai covenant na sai cho it is Sinai covenant ake chai tai ti cho hiji ake chai sa covenant na chu phem tera regulation for worship janga jawe ti cho that means Sabbath new moon feast ki to upon ga zau tha ta cho ake chai tai ti cho hiji cho aban kera hiji stone tablet ti cho 10 commandment na sai cho hiji 10 commandment na cho ki chai ta cho hiji ya chu stone tablet jang hiji absolute covenant na chu zawa sai cho Hebrew writer pahin stone tablets of the covenant so that means 10 commandment nang kisai ta cho function talo cho obsolete covenant na zau ta cho aban ke ten commandment na cho sabat jang zau ta cho lana chutun pi vet sam te new covenant hong ki impose a him hong function apa chai old covenant Sinai covenant sabat zau han nang aban ke sacrifice zau han nang aban ke ra ipi hi teng le old testament Sinai covenant na ana hope si cho ki chai tai ti cho Hebrews chapter 7 verse 22 ko velachin because of this oh Jesus has become the guarantee of better covenant aban ke Hebrews chapter 9 verse 15 ko therefore Christ is the mediator of the new covenant cho et yu ho new covenant ai kum ta cho Sinai covenant ai kum ta lo cho Sinai covenant cho ten commandment zao aban ke ra sabat jang zao regulation for worship ba feast new moon sacrifice ki to bon je ke zao ta cho hi cho chu Hebrew writer kon obsolete ai tai te cho ei wang hi chi new covenant hong ki se ma hi old covenant na moral principle so a ke chai tan tai ide bo the tai chon se the tai ti na hi lo cho epigenum tele new covenant na he old covenant na adar ka zo se restate bol cho adar ka lo ho cho ve se te lo cho example of first and second commandment na cho pathin dong ho lo de ti cho hi chu new testament na 50 times repeat ki bol cho Acts chapter 15 verse 29, Romans chapter 1 verse 25. Now, third commandment so thou shalt not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. So he just 4 times New Testament restate ki also Matthew chapter 5 verse 33, James chapter 5 verse 12. Aban ke da fifth commandment to respect your parents ki so he just 6 times New Testament restate ki also Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1 to 3, Romans chapter 13 verse 1 to 7. Aban the sixth commandment so to thalo di ke say so he New Testament vel leave restate ki also Matthew chapter 19 verse 18, Romans chapter 13 verse 9, extra. 7 commandment and so adultery chung chang say so. It is New Testament 12 times restate about so. Aban kere 8 commandment so thou shalt not steal so. It is New Testament vel tam ta restate ki bol so. 9 commandment so force witness bolo de so. It is New Testament 4 times word ki say so. 10 commandment so thou shalt not covet so. It is New Testament 9 times word ki say so. He ja so moral principle ho New Testament vel tam ta restate ki bol so. Adal kal ji so. New covenant I kem wanga cho hichi moral principle hoi binding hi cho ai ti achu new covenant in dang hichi moral principle ha cho restate bol cho ai wanga restate ke bol lo pen chu pem ta sabat cho sabat hi new testament na new covenant na khal fei chang ki ve state ta lo cho ayang hin sang ki pi ta lo cho mi bang kharin oh sabat cho reading mong chu amana head theme a cha me hichi achu restate ke bol lo ai cho ai wanga other 9 commandment an cho ahead o cho ai wang restate bol dim mo cho because it is necessary in the new covenant. New covenant na so necessary ya so restate tha bolo cho. Teka khara church history church documentation elo wala church constitution na thaji cho. Na thaji dal alui sa ho cho apoi mo lai la na thaji de cho. Ai wang alui ya apoi mo lo ho cho to new church constitution na si tengal na ve kui ta lo de cho. A new constitution na ne yala old constitution chu na ngai cha talo cho apan ke old constitution a darkal ho new constitution a chu zaw tho cho hi ta bang chu hin as new covenant na akyum wanga chu chon si ding ti ne helo cho moral principle ho chu new covenant na uplift bo zo lai cho e wang sabat chu vel tam vel khat chang ki sei khat lo cho hi chun pi vet sam tela sabat chu binding hi lo cho Hichi achu 10 commandment na kiti tengala Sinai covenant na pillar rehin Sinai covenant na do's dons ordinance commandment kiti yo si chu 10 commandment represent a bole hin aban kira hichi 10 commandment chu elo wala hichi Sinai covenant chu abon ke abolish ke bolta chu Hebrews chapter 9 chun hichi abolish ke bol zo wa chu new covenant ki sem chu hichi new covenant na chu moral principle old testament moral principle zo si higher level asang diwa uplift ke bol chu aban ke 10 commandment na necessary elo wala old testament na moral principle necessary yo si chu new covenant na vel tam ta ki sai cho ai wanga sabat hi vel khat chang ki sai ki talo chu new covenant na chu pi vet sam tela new testament ta son sabat hi salvation issue ai la lo de cho I koi wa le koi yo boy lo cho ai wanga hi sabat de koi ja cho so chat na ki mui tai sai de talo cho athupya chu bang sia salvation issue hi ding le new covenant na New Testament writer also khat ve be restate about cho other commandments restate about ma cho ai wanga khat ve chang restate about lo cho hi chun pi ve sam tela sabat he 10 commandment chu ki chai ta cho ai wanga hi chi sang a hoi jo pha jo commandment ki pita cho ai wanga hi chi commandment iki tha pi la cho sabat asa poi ti clear ta he de